morning, students. Welcome to English online class. This is Maniyandan. Today we are going to see spot the error remaining rules. Already we have seen articles, errors and prepositions. Today we will continue. Difference between the usage of by and with. So where do we use by? In passive voice we can use by. So by used before a doer person, with used before instrument object. So by used before doer person, with used instrument object. The letter was posted with Raja. Here person, that is doer, is there. So we have to use the letter was posted by Raja, by. And Brutus stabbed Caesar by a dagger. Here instrument. So we have to use with a dagger. So in the person, in the sense, we have to use by. Any instrument, object, things, we have to use with. Next, rule number 10. Known is followed by as, while called should not be followed by as. So always known is followed by as, but called should not be followed by as. So Patel is known the Iron Man of India. Patel is known as the Iron Man of India. He congratulated me for my success. He congratulated me on my success. So this question often asks in examination. So he congratulated means on, not for. Here are some prepositions we have to use followed by verbs. Some verbs will take their own preposition only. So the verbs compulsory, they must take own prepositions. See, for example, listen to. If it is listen means we have to use to. Congratulations on, hope for, arrive at, succeed in, rather than, leave for, suffer from, knock at, meet with, good at, poor in, confident of. Confident in the sense we have to use of, confidence in. Please note down, confident of, confidence in. Sympathize with. So this is one of the important rules. So please make note of it. Here, leaving to, leaving for, suffering with, suffering from, listen the music, listen to, knocked, the door knocked at, met in, met with, good in, good at, poor in, confident on, confident of, accused for, accused of, angry on, angry with, sympathize for, sympathize with. So these verbs followed by own prepositions. Next, rule number 12. The verbs discuss, describe, order, regret, request, stress and emphasize are transitive and therefore they cannot be used with preposition. So these verbs should not be followed any preposition. So they cannot be used with preposition. It discussed about. So we have to remove about, discussed only. So I have ordered for a cup of coffee. I have ordered a cup of coffee. He requested for my help. He requested my help. They described about the scenery. They described the scenery. We regret for inconvenience. We regret the inconvenience. Also, entered into. Entered means into should not be followed. Like that discussed about, only discussed we have to use. Entered into means you have to remove into, only entered. I entered the room. Some verbs generally do not take prepositions. He discussed about the same manner. He discussed about, only discussed. Entered into, only entered. Accompanied with, accompanied his friends. Told to me, told me only. I have answered to all their questions. I have answered all their questions. So 12 and 13 rules, the verb should not be followed. This preposition you have to be omitted. So rule number 14, some more errors which we commonly commit in prepositions. So these are the prepositions errors we commonly commit. He discussed about the matter yesterday. So we have to remove about, only discussed. He came by walk. So I came on foot should not be used by walk. I came on foot or I came walking. Smoking is injurious for health. Smoking is injurious to health, not for health. It is to health. He was listening to the music between 1 pm to 3 pm. If you use between, means you can use and compulsory. So he was listening to the music between 1 pm and 3 pm. From means we have to use to, from Chennai to Coimbatore, like that. But between means and, 1 pm and 3 pm. The children were sitting below a tree. The children were sitting under a tree. So water boils on 100 degrees Celsius. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Several dams were built over the river. Several dams were built over the river. Several dams were built across the river. The bridge is being built on the Kaveri River. The bridge is being built over the Kaveri River. So next one, conquered, subject verb agreement. So according to the subject, the verb we can use either singular or plural. So nouns coming after the phrases like one of the, some of the, none of the, each of the, very few of the, etc. should be in plural form only. So nouns followed by these prepositions, one of the, some of the, none of the, each of the, very few of the, etc. should be used in plural form only. So where do we use one of the? In superlative degree, we have to use one of the. So one of his brother. So one of his brothers. None of the student. So none of the students. Each of the player. So each of the players. So note down these phrases. It is always followed by plural nouns. Two nouns connected to a singular subject using with as well as in addition to, together with, along with, either or, neither nor, etc. take a singular verb only. So the two nouns connected to singular subject. The subject means we have to use singular verb only. See, principal as well as the staff are present. So there are two subjects, principal and the staff. So if you see the first subject, principal, so the principal only singular. So we have to use is. So if you see the first subject only, So the principal, singular. So is. Cotton as well as jute have fallen in price. So cotton as. Have plural as. Neither Kamala nor Vimala are intelligent. So the Kamala present here singular is. The teacher along with the students. Here the teacher singular along with the students plural. So if you see the first subject, the teacher. So the teacher along with the students goes, not go. The house with its contents were insured. So the house only singular, so was. So if you see the first subject only, either it is singular or plural. So the principal, cotton, Kamala, the teacher, house, these are all singular subjects. So you have to use singular verb. You should not see the second subject. Rule number 17. Two nouns connected to a singular subject using with as well as in addition to, together with, along with, either or, neither nor, etc. take singular verb only. The same rule only. Next one, physics are my favorite subject. So these are the nouns ends with s, but it is not plural. Can you understand? The physics, news, gymnastics, maths, these nouns ends with s, but they are not have plural form. So physics are, in the sense we have to use physics is. We should not use physics or, we have to use physics is, because physics ends with s, but it is not plural. So physics or physics is. The news or the news is. The news, it is not plural, it is singular. So the news plural form is tidings. The news plural form is tidings. So the news are very good. The news is very good. So physics, news, gymnastics, maths, these words only we have to use singular verb, not plural verb. Acronyms are considered as singular and so they take singular verb only. I said what is the difference between acronyms and abbreviation? Abbreviation we cannot pronounce as a word, but acronyms we can pronounce as a word. So if it is acronyms, we have to use singular verb only. So the AIDS or AIDS is. UNICEF carry, UNICEF carries. So the AIDS, UNICEF, TOEFL, NEET, these are all acronyms. So we have to use singular verb. Rule number 19. When two subjects express a single idea, they take a singular verb. So the two different subject expresses single idea. So they take a singular verb. Physics are my favorite subject. This one related to previous rule. So physics is. See this next one. Slow and steady win the race. So slow is different subject. Study is a different one. But express single idea win the race. So slow and steady wins the race. The cup and saucer are placed on the table. The cup and saucer is placed on the table. Bread and butter make a wholesome breakfast. Bread and butter makes a wholesome breakfast. So acronyms are considered as singular and so they take a singular verb only. So I said what is acronyms. This rule is repeated here. So the AIDS, UNICEF, these are all acronyms. So we have to use singular verb. When two subjects express a single idea, they take singular verb. This rule also repeated here, but few more examples are given. Slow and steady, bread and butter. And next one, early to bed and early to rise, or that is we have to change is singular verb. Greed and grief go hand in hand. So greed and grief goes hand in hand. Honor and glory are is reward. Honor and glory is reward. The ebb and flow of the tide are due to the lunar influence. The ebb and flow of the tide is due to the lunar influence. Next one, number. Number, where do we use singular and plural? So singular and plural. So rule number 20, words like luggage, furniture, package, dear, staff, information, etc. are always in singular. They should never be used in plural form. So these words should not be used in plural. Informations, staffs, packages, furnitures, luggages, these are all wrong usage. So we bought a lot of furnitures. We have to remove yes, furniture. The staffs, no, that is staff. Singular also staff, plural also staff. Raja followed his wife carrying the luggages, only luggage. We have got all the informations, only information. Next one, phrases like a lot of, some of, plenty of, most of, etc. are singular. So when they are followed by any amount of quantity, but they are plural when they are followed by number. So a lot of work are, so a lot of work is. So here the first one, a lot of work. A lot of followed by work is singular. Can you understand? A lot of work is singular. So you have to use is. See the second one, a lot of students. So the a lot of followed by noun students, plural. So you have to use are. So a lot of, some of, plenty of, most of, followed by noun, whether it is singular or plural. You have to note down some of the students are. Okay, so these phrases followed by either singular noun or plural noun. So according to that, you have to use the verbs, singular verb or plural verb. If you see the first example, a lot of work, singular. So the correct answer is. Second sentence, a lot of followed by plural noun, students. So you have to use are. So clearly see these phrases, if it is followed by singular noun or plural noun, so according to that you have to use the verb, the singular verb or plural verb. Dear students, we have completed 21 rules in spot the error. We'll see the remaining rules in next class. If you have any doubts, any clarification, you can ask me. Please make note of all the rules. It will be useful for your board examination. Thank you. We will see you in next class.